God, it features Fearless Community. Delisha is dancing about. I hope you are certainly dancing about wherever you are. And then also Marco Stevens with Jehovah Mdali. Ahead of that, Shanae Mack with Take Over. It is 25 minutes after 4 o'clock. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are choosing to stick to CCFM 107.5. Now, their vision is to see young people find their identity, belonging, and purpose in God. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Dignity Campaign. That is one of the organizations that we will be chatting about today. Tina is not alone. Mr. Cupid is not alone. Mr. and Mrs. Cupid is not alone. We're not alone. We're joined by Mr. Ashley Spannenberg. He is, of course, the founder, and he heeded the call to the Dignity Campaign. I know he's not the founder, but he is a part of the Dignity Campaign and another organization that we're going to be chatting about in a bit.
Ashley, what a welcome.
Thank you. What a welcome, yes.
How did you feel coming into studio?
No, good.
Good? Felt great?
Yeah, no, great.
Yes. Man, off air we were chatting and I thought it was quite funny. Did they just text you and say, hey, let's come over for a chat?
Yeah, I'm baffled because I'm sitting on live, Facebook Live.
You've got headsets
I got
on.
headsets on.
The house
in the
looks a bit
studio.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's not a conversation though.
Oh, man.
And it actually happened in the car.
Yeah,
It was a chat one day on the way to college. So,
yeah. Just so by the way,
Yeah.
we were gonna have a
You're gonna
conversation
come
with
chat
them.
with us. Yeah, no, cool.
Sorry, man, you didn't ask how Craig and I are doing. You just jumped straight to Ashley, but it's okay. We'll talk about this once again offline.
We were warming up.
No. Hello, Tina. How are you first? Like, can we just I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
Says Peel Money. But of course, always such a pleasure and a vibe when we have the Cupidos in studio with us. Our listeners were waiting in anticipation, waiting for you to come on board and chat to us this Tuesday afternoon. Now, of course, if you want some context, we have themed this month as the call to action. It's all about, what you and you collectively are doing in and around your community to bring about the change that you desire, the change that you pray for, and the change that you want to see. And we've had numerous organizations join us on the CCFM Drive. And of course, like I mentioned, we have, of course, Mr. Ashley Spannenberg chatting to us about the Dignity Campaign. And then he also will be chatting to us about Advance Edukos Foundation. I hope I've said that correctly. But before we start off, guys, a quick check-in. Scale of 1 to 10, how has been the week? We'll start with Tina.
The week is holidays.
Yeah.
So I think that speaks for itself.
100%.
But today, the kids went to the grandma. Hello, Sophia. Hello, Liam. So we were very sad. Wink, wink. It was a fantastic day.
It was a good one.
It was great. We were amongst adults having adults conversation. No, but yesterday we had a nice day. We were painting. I was trying to be very motherly.
Yes,
but
yes.
it's school holidays,
Yeah.
so we'll leave it at like a 7 actually.
And no one was asking you for snacks or saying they were hungry 700 times.
Oh my gosh! I was like, you don't eat at
Yeah.
5:10, 7
every
minutes past
second.
10, 9 minutes past 10. You are not eating at school.
100%.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
But we love them, Romeo, because Romeo's looking at me with disgust.
No,
We
not
love
like,
them.
how
We love
can
them.
you?
Such blessings from the Lord.
Mr. Cupido?
Oh, I'm good. I think I'm normally at 10, but this last week I was just a bit, under the weather, so that was bad. But what moved it to, almost an 11 was when I walked into the studio.
Oh,
And I found this hot cross buns.
Wow.
The chocolate hot cross buns, eh?
Chocolate hot cross buns and cupcakes. So I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
So we got greeted with that today, so that was nice, and obviously nice to see you guys and chat with the listeners
always,
again.
always.
Yeah. Guys, we feed them hot cross buns every Tuesday. I don't know what they're talking about.
Sorry, man. How on earth are you going to lie? On CCFM?
Live on air.
On air.
I think it's my job to keep the conversation going. We are so thankful
Yeah.
to have you join us in studio.
Yeah.
But before we dip into
Yes.
why you're here, Tina, I want to just bring it back forth to you. It's been such an amazing time on March, specifically March, in terms of how we've used the call to action.
Yes.
What inspired before we get into Ashley to come forth?
Yes.
And his organization, or the organization that we're going to be chatting to, that's making a change in the community. What inspired him to be the guest for today?
Honestly, I don't know if you know this term, Romeo. It's called being bus. Do you know what being bus means? Being nosy, right? So we were at Craig and Ashley studies together. So we were at a family day.
Yes.
And Ashley, in the privacy of his own little section on Greenpoint Park, was having a conversation with these people. And so I lenderized my ears out to hear this conversation. But it was a beautiful conversation. He was talking about his testimony that he will share now.
Yeah.
And I thought, I know what Ashley does in the community. And I was like, wow. And that was his story. I never knew his story. And that was like a smidgen of the story. And I thought, wow, if he's able to have lived that life, turn it around, and now is impacting the community, I was like, I need to hear more of that. And we need to hear why he decided to eat that call. So that literally is how this conversation came about. Because Ashley and I don't speak,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, but that I was like, we need to
We
hear
only
Ashley's
eavesdropped
story.
each
We
other's
only
conversation.
I love it.
nosy, no. But look where you are, Ashley, because of my
Yeah, I
bus
know.
thing, no? I'm joking. So that is honestly why we are here.
Yeah.
Yes. Is
Wow.
that? Is,
I'm definitely captured, Tash. It helps to be bus sometimes.
there we go.
And yeah, that's why we're here. If you've just tuned in, warm welcome to you and yours. This is Talk Time with Tina, and we're going to be diving into the conversation very soon.
Ashley,
Yes.
your mental check-in, where you at on a scale of 1 to 10?
Right, that's the moment. Oh, sorry, Muska. Forgive me. Well, I'm now at the moment I'm at 10.
I love that.
Awesome.
I'm excited to share and just engage with everybody here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let's just talk about sort of your story, your testimony, why and how you heeded the call with regards to just call to action and, of course, the Dignity Campaign.
Yeah. So I grew up in a community called Rocklands Mitchell's Plain. Like many communities on the Cape Flats, it has its own challenges. You know, you get placed in a community and there's no real hope for you growing up. Yeah, growing up, I came out of a very good home, I would say. You know, I had a very strict father. He tried to protect us from many things in our community because there was a lot of elements in where we lived and grew up.
Yeah.
And he did a great job in protecting us as a family from those elements. You know, sometimes we as children want to be out there because other children's out there, and you don't understand why you can't go out at a certain time. But now looking back, I can see that it had great value because in the home he instilled so many values in us as children. But he passed away at a crucial time in my life. I was like a teenager at the high school. And when that happened, it was like the gates opened up for me where I started to go and experiment and explore the world out there. And I got involved with, friends that were liberal in their choices and the things that they did. And for me, not knowing this, not understanding that, I got hooked onto drugs and things like that. You know, dropped out of school, tried to navigate life on my own decisions, and I found myself in a very deep hole where I got addicted to crystal meth.
Yeah.
Sorry, just on that point, what age or did you drop out of school?
I was about 18, around
18.
about 18, yeah.
Okay.
So when that started, everything's kind of spiraled out of control. My life at home became very difficult because I was not the person who they saw me to be, my family members. You know, I started betraying their trust and things. I started doing things in the home where I started taking things out of the home and started breaking down the home and getting involved with different things in the community that was, considered to be bad. I was in a very low point in my life, and, people kind of saw me as what they call this term they use, and some people still use it today, as a tikop, you know. And I don't like that. I was going to put it out there. I don't like that term. But when you get called that, you kind of identify as that,
Sure.
you know.
Sure.
And from there, my mom kind of never gave up on me. In that process, when my father passed on, she found a recommitment to life to the Lord. And in that process, she started praying and engaging with me and tried to get me back to the person that she knew me to be. And she kept on offering Jesus to me. And this one day I remember I was standing in my room and I looked in the mirror. And there was this photograph in the corner of the mirror in my room. And I started to cry because something inside of me said, the person who I create is not the reflection in the mirror.
Sure.
Is that person in the photograph. And I couldn't recognize myself. And that very moment, my mom comes into the room and she asked me, do you need help? And I said, yes. And from that moment, she called somebody in, and it was a pastor that was also on the radio station. And he was talking about what he does in the community. And,
Sure.
and from there, God took me on the journey, committed my life to the Lord. And, where I am right now, it's just amazing that God never gave up on me.
And this is not, it's not new in our communities. It's something
No.
that's very normal, and it happens on a regular. But what I love is that you mentioned you came from a great upbringing. You know what I mean? Values.
Yes.
Usually you hear the other way around.
Yeah.
And so I love that you've mentioned that. Thank you for sharing that part of your story and your testimony. Now, leading up to your involvement, of course, with the Dignity campaign, as well as the second one, which is the Advance Edukos Foundation. Chat to us about those two foundations and what it is that they sort of aim to bring in terms of the community.
So I'm going to start with Advance Edukos because it kind of tracks with the story how I got involved with the Dignity campaign.
Right.
I started with Advance Edukos, and the founder is my sister-in-law, Wendy Abrams. Hi, Wendy. She started, and this organization started in the midst of COVID. We saw that, and we realized that the children, because they weren't going to school, they were not being engaged, and we knew that when they're going to have to return back to school, they're going to need to, catch up. And, being for that long of a time at home, you kind of lose touch with the whole system of things. And we tried within COVID to help these young people, these children that are between the ages of, we did it from grade 2 up until matric, to assist them with getting back and keeping in touch with their education and things like that, because we knew we were going to go back. So it started in our garage at our home in Rocklands. There was another one in Bayview from a church, Strandfontein, from a church where we had we ran after school programs. And through the Advanced Edukos organization, there was an opportunity for me to train as a day facilitator.
Yeah.
Where the Dignity campaign trains you as a day facilitator with the topics of helping young people find their purpose, belonging, and identity in God, which is very important.
Absolutely.
Because I can relate to that. As a young man, I was trying to find my identity, and I looked in all the wrong places. That's why I went to go scratch with drugs, get involved with people that was involved in gangs and those type of things, because I didn't understand who I was.
Sure.
And so that resonated with me. And how I got involved with the Dignity campaign was I started to partner with them because I was passionate about what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they started to call me in and ask, do I want to assist as a volunteer in the organization and help them with this program. And the more I done that, they decided, okay, let's make this more in a permanent sense, like come on board with us and partners, because you see our passion. So that's how I got involved with the Dignity campaign, and now we are going throughout Cape Town, throughout South Africa, even Africa, training people about this program, trying to help young people find their identity, belonging, and purpose.
Before I give over to Romeo, I just want to add, when you lack that purpose and that identity, it's so easy to then go with the wrong crowd, and fall into this pressure of trying to please other people because you don't know your identity, you don't know where it stems from. So thank you so much for pointing that. We're chatting to Mr. Ashley Spannenberg, who has shared his testimony, of course, and also the work of the Dignity Campaign, as well as Advance Edukos Foundation. If you are connected and you know Ashley and you want to give him some love, do so on the WhatsApp line 0617981075. We also are live on Facebook and YouTube, so check us out there as well.
I see you've got some comments and messages coming through from the Facebook as well. If you are also, if you're also live on Facebook and you're watching us from Facebook, please send through a comment, indicate that you are live on Facebook, connect with us. So we'd love to hear what you were saying, or even on YouTube, wherever you're tuned in from. Let us know which platform you're connected and leave a message as well. We do see some of the messages that are in already. We're going to get to that in a bit as well. Send a voice note as well. If you want to send through a voice note, like Ricardo and many others that are sending through their messages, send it through. And the number that you can use is 061-798-1075. Ashley, as you were speaking, I was thinking there's a part where you mentioned in the beginning of how you were standing and there was that picture. Was there a mirror there?
There was a mirror, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a mirror.
Yeah. And as you're speaking, I'm like, there's that verse in the Bible, man. As you're speaking, it's from 1 Corinthians 13, verse 12. It says, "For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face.
Wow.
Now I know in part, then I shall know fully,
Wow.
even as I am fully known." And I was just thinking about you during that moment.
Sure.
And what God wants to do with you. And that, so many times where we are is not where we're going to be.
Amen.
Yeah.
But it's a small stepping stone to where you're going to be.
Yeah.
As you were chatting now with us, and you even mentioning how you can even train across the world,
Yeah.
across Africa, across different places, and I'm so excited to see God's hand in your life and what He is going to do, especially through the campaign and especially in the community as well. I think I want to ask question number 5. I want to get into 5, Tash, or should I go dip into 4 first?
I want to hear the exciting, positive stories that he has to share.
Let's go into that then. I got a bit too excited. There. Let's tap into that. Ashley, I'd love to find out from you, man, in terms of the positive impact and influence this has had in the community.
Yeah. Well, it's good when, because sometimes you don't get to hear the positive stories.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't see what happens after we're done with the individual young person.
Very true.
Sure.
But there are times where God allows us to just get a glimpse of what He's doing in the background. So like I shared with Tina and Craig on our way here, is we had a young lady. What I do is I'm a project manager now for Advance Edukos, and we deal with young people that are not in school. They dropped out of school, right? They're not in any form of training or not in any form of employment, right? So then we call it a needs program, and they are between the ages of 15 and 24. So this young lady comes from a background where she grew up in a like a Wendy type house, a shack. And in that time, she was busy training herself to become a counselor, right, in that setting. And when she came to us, she was looking, because she completed a counseling degree, and she was looking for assistance. And we said, look, come alongside us, enroll into the program, and then we see what happens from there. Because what we do is we don't promise people anything. We don't say, come and sign up with us, we're going to get you a job. No, we provide opportunities. And we also say there's a dedication from your side to sow into that what you want, right? Because if we don't do that, they always will be standing with their hands out and not depending on you and not depending on the abilities and making sure that they can reach their full potential, if I can put it like that.
Yes.
So she through the program, she got involved and started engaging with us, and then she ended up with Lifeline as a counselor at Lifeline. And now today we were out in Heinz Park. Hi Heinz Park, thank you for showing us the love today. She was out there and she could give back.
Wow.
And that's such an amazing story. I mean, just to show that, sometimes it might look little that we do because we're only providing one part of the service, but it has such a great impact for so many other people. And how many lives is she's not going to change now
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
she has that ability. She understands where she comes
Absolutely.
from.
Absolutely.
And today we just encourage her to use her story where she comes from. So when she do her talks, just to make sure that the people she's talking to can connect and relate to her. So that's one of the stories. From Advance side, from a dignity side, we deal with young men, troubled young men.
Sure.
And we're busy doing, myself and Imlan Kanamay, I'm just dropping names today.
Hey,
Hello, Emden.
Hi,
Listening.
We see you, Emlyn.
Yeah.
Evelyn, Heinsbach, Wendy.
Yeah,
Shout them
just-
all out. Shout them all out.
Yeah.
So we did a mentorship program through the Dignity campaign, and in that program we deal with young men that we identify through the days. So how the programs works, we have a day, and through the day we identify young people that want to walk further, trying to find the identity, belonging, and purpose. So the day is only a one day, but the mentorship takes 12 weeks. So we walk 12 weeks with these young people. And in the beginning, I remember this young man, I'm not going to mention his name, but I remember this young man, and he was very closed. He was quick. Nobody should look at him wrong. So why are you looking at me wrong? And that type of thing. And and then one day, the session was fatherlessness, and Emlyn,
Sure.
presented this topic, and it hit with this young man.
Sure.
And you could see that something, and he mentioned something, and this young man actually said no, he wants to take his daddy out,
Sure.
because he got such hatred towards this. And Emlyn could engage with this young man in such a way that that now this young man started to open up. At the end of the program, that young man was completely different.
Wow.
Completely different.
Wow.
So, this is one of the stories that keeps you going, because you ask the question when you're in ministry, am I doing?
Am I making a change?
Making a
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And when you come across, young people that have these challenges, and you see the obvious change in their lives, and you think, just give God praise, because God is
Yeah.
doing the work in their lives.
Absolutely.
Here, we're going to continue with the conversation. I just want us to quickly take a quick ad break. And then straight after the ad break, we're going to continue with that conversation. If you've just tuned in, well, welcome to the CCFM Drive with Natasha and Romeo, with our special guest today. Talk time with Tina, and we have Ashley in studio representing the Dignity campaign. Send through your questions quickly. We're just going to go to a quick ad break. When we come back, we're going to get into finding out in terms of any events, anything that's going to be happening soon, how we can partner with you, people who are listening as well, and just touching on some messages from you, the listeners as well. 0617981075.
Hi, Fransha. Where are you going?
I'm on my way to City Boards to get my wood for my kitchen and bedroom cupboards. They cut, edge and deliver.
Oh, wow. I must also go to them.
Yes, City Boards was established in 1996 and are board merchants who stock, manufacture and distribute a wide selection of wood panel products in the Western Cape.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you can contact them on 021 376 2981 or go to their website www.cityboards.co.za. City Boards, for all your built-in cupboard requirements.
Elegant Plastic Displays manufactures a diverse range of Perspex products. Our range of Perspex and cast acrylic materials are of the highest quality and durability. With a wide variety of products such as customized displays, podiums, magazine displays, laser cutting, digital printing, wood displays, and so much more. All to your specifications. Visit our website at elegantplastics.co.za or contact us on 021 692 4430. We thank all our clients for their loyal support over the past 20 years.
Are you seeking peace, joy, and love this festive season? Connect with our prayer friends and let us pray for you. Simply send us a WhatsApp with the numbers 123 to 061 798 1075. CCFM 107.5, changing lives for good.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
We like to hear from you, so WhatsApp or Telegram us on 061 798 1075. That's 061 798 1075. 107.5 Mitchell's Plain.
We've got you covered. CCFM is everywhere. Everywhere.
A blessing to the city. You're listening to CCFM 107.5. 107.5.
Follow us on Facebook at CCFM 107.5. 107.5.
Bringing joy to your journey home. This is the CCFM Drive with Natasha and Romeo. Natasha and Romeo.
Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for everything coming through. We're going to quickly wrap up the conversation with Mr. Ashley, Tina, and Craig. A very quick message. This one comes from Ronald. It says, "Thank you for what you're doing, sir. We need more soldiers like you in our community. There are so many young people who are just lost and standing around the corner.
Yeah.
It absolutely breaks my heart." And then Ricardo, going to quickly play your voice note before we wrap up the conversation.
Hi Tas en Romeo.
Hi.
Brother Ricardo hier, ek luister nou in na hierdie sessie met hierdie jongman. Ek was in 'n similar situasie soos hierdie jongman, ook vasgevang in drugs. En ek dank die Here vanmiddag dat hy nog steeds dieselfde Vader is wat vir ons kon gered het uit die hande van tik, uit die hande van gangsterskap. En ek dank die Here vir die jongman wat kan sy storie met ons deel. Hou aan met die goeie werk, jongman. Mag God jou ryklik seën. En baie dankie vir die mooi program. Romeo en Tess. Brother Ricardo hier.
Wow, powerful messages coming through on from the CCFM family. I just want to read 2 or 3 on the Facebook side. Saying, Saneli coming through saying, "Hello, my friends."
Hello, Saneli.
Geraldine tuned in as well, all the way from Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha, on holiday, and saying no other channel to be tuned into except CCFM. Rosalind listening to your message and saying amen, touched so much. Tracy Blue coming through saying, "Proud of you, brother." And your sister, beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Oh man, Janine as well coming through saying, "Love the work you do. Keep doing the amazing work. The world needs people like you."
Hi, Janine.
Yeah, wow. Which is going to lead us to our next question. Still more messages coming through. Thank you so much. Another one saying, Sanili saying, "Thank you for bringing us this amazing young man, Tina and Craig, and for allowing him to share his story."
I'm loving the young man reference.
Yeah.
Goodness, Ashley.
Dankie, jong man, vir hy.
Oh, man.
Ashley, we would love to know, are there any events that you're hosting or anything that's coming up soon that you'd like to mention?
So what we do is we normally have recruitment drives, but because of Easter coming up right now, we're going to be slowing down a bit just until next week, Tuesday. Then we'll be out in the field. That's for Advance Edukos. So if you know of any young people that are between the ages of 15 and 24, not in school, not in education, not in any form of employment, you can reach out to us. You can go to our Facebook page at Advance Edukos Foundation, or you can check out our webpage at advanceeducation.com, or you can email us at info@educos.org.za. Or you can check me out on my Facebook page, Ashley Spanberg, on Facebook. Yeah, I normally post what we are doing on there. So yeah, basically that's. And from the dignity side, we're having trainings coming up in the Cape Town area. You can also check out on on the Dignity campaign on the webpage. You can also info at dignity.org.za. You can also, if you want to, or if you're interested in the Dignity campaign, so you can check those out there. Yeah.
One question before we let you go, and I think Esmeralda poses a very good one. In a case where an individual has or rather was a drug addict, but has a criminal record, what would you advise?
Yeah. So, in that instance, it's a difficult one. And the reason why I say it's a difficult one is because, you know, a lot of people, they judge you because of your past. And when you do search, when you go for jobs and things like that, we don't like to put that up front. I would suggest you be honest up front when applying for work, saying that you do have a criminal record. There is organizations and there is companies that are looking and want to give people another chance. So don't give up hope. I want to encourage you, my sister, that there is hope for you out there. I know of people that went to prison. They found work. They came out of prison. You know, I know of people that changed their lives around, and their past didn't determine where they ended up. So there's a lot of stories out there. I know a lot of people that overcome this. I'm just going to encourage you. Keep on. Hold on, my sister. You know, God will come through for you. I'm pretty sure of that. He done it for me. He can pretty surely do it for you.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people asking for your number again, sir. People saying, listen, I know a family member that could benefit from organizations like the Dignity Campaign and such. So if you can, not just your number, but also your Facebook name and where people can get a hold of you.
Yeah. So it's Ashley Spannenberg on Facebook. I think Facebook for us older guys.
There's a young man.
A young man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Search me on Facebook. I am there. Just drop me a message. But I just want to give you some phone numbers of the organization when it comes to the organization.
Okay. While you look for that, I'm going to read a message from Crystal. She says, so great to hear Ashley online. We love having him part of
Crystal.
the Dignity Campaign. And of course, I think she reiterates what you said. We'll be running a Dignity and Dare facilitator training Tuesday, the 2nd of April.
Awesome.
Here we go. So for the advance, we have 078 141 3183. And you can you'll probably speak to Wendy. And then we got the email there. If you would like to drop an email, is admin@Advance Edukos, and it's ADVANCEDUKOS.org.za.
Perfect. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashley. Because of time, we have to now say goodbye. This conversation could continue because, as I said, that's just one instance or one story out of how many in our communities. It is the norm, unfortunately. But thank you for people like you that have, you know, the message to say it can turn around. It's not too late. There are second chances. So once again, thank you to the Cupidos for introducing us to Mr. Ashley Spannenberg. We've got a number of messages coming through, but we'll touch on that off air. In a bit, the news, of course, with Larry Wannenberg Solomon, and then, of course, traffic and getting into the rest of your messages.